Hey divers, free divers, and spear fishermen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to replace spear tip tubing. Okay, so spear tip tubing is the little bit of rubber tubing that keeps those floppers from sitting flat, kind of gives them a little spring after it goes through the fish, and allows those floppers to open up after they've gone through. Okay, so with older tips, it's not uncommon for that tubing to kind of rot out and either flatten or get gooey and kind of mushy. So I'm going to be going through the full process. I got a couple that I've already removed the tubing from. I got one that I'm going to remove the tubing from, so I'll show you the easiest way to do that. Spear tip tubing, real thin. It's about 3 millimeters thick. You can get it, I found mine at jblspearguns.com. Relatively inexpensive. It's about $4 a foot, so you can replace a lot of spearhead tip tubing for $4. So yeah, $4 a foot. You're going to use about an inch per spear tip. So yeah, you'll easily be able to replace about 12 spear tips with one length of tubing. So I'm going to bring the camera in so you can see everything on here. We'll go over the tubing, I'll show you guys how I remove it, and then I'll show you how I've replaced it. Alright, so here's a close-up. So this is spear tip tubing that I have already replaced on a rotating rock point. Here is one that I need to replace. It's not in terrible condition, but you can see there's some slight cracking in there. But it's up to these two that I've already removed it from. You can kind of see the hole. These were completely, you can kind of see some of the residual tubing around the edges. It just had gotten gummy and completely sheared off. So, you know, they've seen better days, but still functional spear tips. They got a nice tip on them. So why not keep using them? So what I found works best for removing them, this is a 1/16 drill bit. It's a little smaller than what you need, just so you don't have to really force it through. So if you don't have any tabs left, you might try to pull this out. So you can see I actually got that out in one pull because I actually had something to grab onto. You can kind of see how worn it is. If you're unable to get it out because it's completely flattened, I take the 1/16 and drill it out, clean it up, and get it out of there. Once you have that out, what I found is the easiest way to put this in is I've taken the tip of it, so here's one end. I've taken the tip of it and I kind of tapered it down so it's actually a little smaller, so kind of just cut it at an angle with some scissors. That way I'm able to easily thread it through enough to get just something to kind of grab onto. Okay, once I've got a grab on there, then I can kind of just pull it through, and so I don't have to keep tapering the end and kind of wasting the rubber. I'm just going to pull it all the way through to what I need it to be, and then once I have it to there, I'll take a pair of scissors and cut it off. Okay, so I've got it pulled through to about how much I want on either side. I'm going to take a pair of scissors, and sharp scissors do help, but that's it. So we just cut off the excess. I got a nice flat end. I don't have to retaper it because I went from that end. And now I've got springy rubber to help open my floppers up when I shoot my next fish. Alright, so it's as simple as that. Get the old rubber out. If you can't pull it out because there's not enough to grab onto, 1/16 bit, 3 millimeter rubber. I've heard some people use O-rings. This I trust a little more. It's cheap enough. I'm not going to worry about it. I can get a foot. I'm going to replace all 4 of these and still have more than enough to do it twice over. So hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, hit me up. And yeah, take care of your spearheads and catch some fish.